Good evening. The happiest people are the givers, not the takers. Welcome to BMC News Live, presented by Al Hilal Hospitals and Medical Centers. I'm Jasila Mujib, joining you with the daily news updates. News headlines. The Education Ministry announced the reopening registration for new academic year. His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa chaired the Tamkeen's Board of Directors meeting. Registration opened for Clinical Research Diploma program at the Arabian Gulf University. The National Bureau for Revenue held VAT Invoices Compliance Workshop. Bahrain welcomed the appointment of Sigrid Kaag as Senior Humanitarian and Reconstruction Coordinator for Gaza. News in detail. The Education Ministry announced the reopening registration for the new academic year. The Education Ministry will reopen registration for students who have reached compulsory education age for the next academic year 2024-25. The registration will be on 18th to 22nd February 2024, Sunday to Thursday, in the Ministry of Education Hall in Isa Town at 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Dr. Muhammad bin Mubarak Juma, Minister of Education, said that this aims to provide the opportunity for all students who have reached the compulsory education age but missed the previous registration period. His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa chaired the Tamkeen's Board of Directors meeting. His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, Chairman of the Board of Trustees of the Isa bin Salman Educational Charitable Trust and Chairman of the Board of Directors of the Labour Fund Tamkeen, chaired a meeting of Tamkeen's Board of Directors. His Highness underscored the importance of continued investment in the national workforce, recognizing them as the cornerstone of development and outlining their key contribution to realizing the kingdom's comprehensive development goals under the leadership of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. Registration opened for Clinical Research Diploma program at the Arabian Gulf University. The Arabian Gulf University has opened registration for the academic diploma in clinical research, which is supervised by the Clinical Research Center in cooperation with the US-based University of Maryland for the academic year 2023-24 commencing next September. The program also focuses on the science of drug development, pharmaceutical and medical devices, stem cell and technology products, as well as the development of medical technologies intended for human use. The National Bureau for Revenue held VAT Invoices Compliance Workshop. The National Bureau for Revenue held an interactive workshop on VAT invoice compliance as part of its commitment to raise the VAT payers' awareness of all VAT-related aspects to ensure that the VAT payers are knowledgeable about the necessary procedures for issuing VAT invoices. The workshop was attended by more than 80 representatives from VAT payers. Bahrain welcomed the appointment of Sigrid Kaag as Senior Humanitarian and Reconstruction Coordinator for Gaza. Ambassador Jamal Al-Rawai, Permanent Representative of the Kingdom of Bahrain to the United Nations in New York, welcomed the appointment of Sigrid Kaag to the position of Chief Coordinator for Humanitarian Affairs and Reconstruction in Gaza following Security Council Resolution number 2720 submitted by the United Arab Emirates to the Security Council. Nominations opened for Her Royal Highness Princess Sabika's Award for Productive Families in its local and Arab versions. The Ministry of Social Development has announced the opening of nominations for the 17th local and 8th Arab editions of the Her Royal Princess Sabika bint Ibrahim Al Khalifa Award for Productive Families, whose winners will be announced in February of 2024 under the patronage of Her Royal Highness Princess Sabika bint Ibrahim Al Khalifa, wife of His Majesty the King and the President of the Supreme Council for Women. Labour Ministry held the 38th annual ceremony to honour outstanding workers and distinguished institutions. Under the auspices of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, the Ministry of Labour held the 38th annual ceremony to honour outstanding hard-working employees and distinguished establishments in the private sector. Held on the occasion of the Kingdom of Bahrain's celebration of its national days, the anniversary of His Majesty the King's accession to the throne, and the accompanying national events, the ceremony recognized outstanding national workforce along with human resources, officials and business leaders, as well as distinguished establishments and workers from various productive and economic sectors in the kingdom's labor market. Now it's time for a short commercial break.
The 16th branch of Megamart and Macromart supermarkets in Bahrain has opened in Sahala. The best offers are available to the customers at affordable rates. Everyone is welcome. During and around the opening day, a variety of fish including salmon, meat and dairy products, roastery, frozen items, food and non-food items, groceries, fruits and vegetables, electronics, garments and ready-to-eat food items are available to the customers at affordable rates. Hearty welcome to all. Megamart and Macromart, your favorite shopping destination.
Welcome back. Saudi Arabia granted World Health Organization certification for eliminating trans fats. Saudi Arabia has obtained World Health Organization certification on trans fat elimination. The certification to the kingdom through the Saudi Food and Drug Authority positions Saudi Arabia among the first 5 countries worldwide to receive the recognition. The achievement is part of Vision 2030 goals and the healthcare sector transformation program, which aims to enhance preventive measures against health risks and foster healthy lifestyles. Antiques aged over 4,500 years unearthed at Wadi al-Ma'awil in Oman. Archaeology survey and research carried out by the Ministry of Heritage and Tourism in the Vilayat of Wadi al-Ma'awil, south al-Batina Governorate, unearthed many archaeological objects dating back more than 4,500 years. The mission, carried out in cooperation with an Italian mission from the University of Sapienza, set hands on pottery, white beads and stone beads dating back to the Iron Age. South Korea struck a free trade agreement with Gulf Cooperation Council. South Korea struck a free trade agreement with a group of Arab countries, a move expected to strengthen Seoul's export competitiveness and boost energy security, the industry ministry said. South Korea's Trade Minister Ahn Doo-gyun and Secretary General of the Gulf Cooperation Council, Jassim Mohammad Al-Butaibi, signed a joint declaration on the conclusion of the bilateral FTA on a day, according to the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Energy. At least 40 people killed in Liberian fuel tanker blast. At least 40 people have died following the explosion of a gas tanker in north-central Liberia. The fuel truck crashed and soon after exploded, killing and injuring many who had flocked to the scene. Dozens of people are still in hospital with serious burns and the death toll could rise. Amid JN1 spike, India reported 702 fresh COVID cases. The recent surge in COVID-19 cases continues, with 702 new infections reported across the country, according to the latest figures from the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. 6 COVID-related deaths were also reported, with 2 deaths reported in Maharashtra and 1 each in Karnataka, Kerala, West Bengal and Delhi within the last 24 hours. This comes amidst growing concerns about the JN1 variant of the coronavirus. Experts warn that while JN1 is highly transmissible, it primarily causes mild symptoms similar to a common cold affecting the upper respiratory tract. With this, we come to the end of today's news. This is Jasila Mujib signing off. Good night.